Tonight I was out in the garden and I had six ripe cantaloupe fall off the vine for me when I was checking them. So in addition to having some fresh cantaloupe for a snack and for supper tonight, I decided to can up the rest because nobody can eat six cantaloupe in a row between two people before they go bad. So I am canning melon tonight, mostly cantaloupe. I do have some watermelon too that I'm canning up. This is the easiest canning that I do. It's just preparation work. There's no canner involved because you freeze it. Frozen cantaloupe freezes really well. A lot of people do it in a plastic bag or in a Ziploc. I find doing it in a jar, you don't get any freezer burn like you do with the plastic. You put it in a little bit of sugar water, and I'll give you the solution measurements. Freeze it, it freezes solid, and then when you thaw it and put it in the fridge, it looks like this. It holds its shape really well, tastes very good, and it's still very firm. We just let them thaw and eat it with a fork right out of the jar. So that way I can have cantaloupe and watermelon that we grew in the garden all winter long and into the spring. I prefer to just cut it up in squares. A lot of people that I've talked to that do also freeze it this way, freeze it in melon ball form, which is really pretty. You can mix watermelon and cantaloupe together in the same jar, or honeydew. Any type of melon will freeze together, or individually they freeze the same. So it's a really great way to keep that fresh produce available to yourself all winter long. To freeze cantaloupe, all you need to do is put it in a sugar solution. Now, as you can see, I've done quite a bit of preparation work already, and to keep fruit flies down around produce, especially extra ripe melon this time of year, I just loosely put the lids on to keep anything from getting into there while I'm doing a lot of prep work. The sugar water solution is really easy to do. You just use warm water instead of boiling water because you don't want to cook or degrade the fruit at all. I use 2 tablespoons per cup of water. You can cut that back to 1. I would not use just plain water. I would use a little bit of sugar or a sugar substitute in there. It just helps protect the fruit against freezing, and it does add a little bit of flavor to it. Not that cantaloupe isn't sweet enough, but all you have to do is pack the jars. As you can see, the jars are packed down to below that 1-inch headspace line. I go just a little bit below that 1-inch headspace because any fruit that is above the liquid line is going to be subject to freezer burn or degradation in the freezer. So then I just fill my jar on my towel because I'm messy up to 1-inch headspace, twist the cap on, and put it in the freezer. That's all you got to do. Once it's frozen, once again, get the condensation off of there. It comes out looking like that when it's frozen. So you can see that the pieces are frozen, all in suspension in the sugar syrup. And then when they thaw, again, they come out looking like this, just like how they look when you put them in.